Hi guys, Ms. Bergen. I am now going to be going over 8.5, which is interpreting division with fractions. So I am going to start by just turning this around. All right, so here we are. It says Elisa has 6 cups of raisins and she's going to divide the raisins into 1/4 cup servings. How many servings will she have? So over here, it says, how many 1/4 cups are there in just 1 cup? Well, in order to be 1 whole cup when it comes to fourths, it would need 4 out of the 4. So therefore, there would be 4 1/4 cups in 1 cup. And then this one says, how many cups does Elisa have? Well, she has 6 cups of raisins. So what they're saying is you can use diagrams, equations, story problems to help represent this division. So in this case, it says, okay, take your 6 rectangles. You can make 6 rectangles. So I'm going to make 6 here. Okay, so I made 6 rectangles to represent the cups of raisins. And then it says draw lines to divide each of these rectangles into fourths, because it says it's going to be putting them into 1/4 cup servings. So each one of these are going to be cut into fourths. So that would be 1 less line. So that would be 3 lines. And that should give you fourths. So I'm going to now do that over here. 3 lines over here. 3 lines. All right, so now to find 6 divided by 1/4, you're going to just count the total number of fourths that are in all of these 6 rectangles. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So therefore, there is 24 servings. So therefore, 6 divided by 1/4 is also saying like 6 times, remember, keep, change, and flip 4/1. So that would be 24. All right, so over here it says write an equation to solve this. 4 friends share 1/4 of a gallon of orange juice. What fraction of the gallon of orange juice does each friend get? So how much is there? What is being divided by? So how many friends are sharing this? It would be 4. So that is your divisor. What is there? There is only 1/4 of a gallon left. So you would take 1/4 and you're going to divide it 4 ways. Now, again, this is a division. So we would do the keep, change, flip. So keep the first one, then change it to a times, and then flip this around to be 1/4. So if you did this, 1 times 1 would be 1 over 4 times 4 is 16. So each kid would get 1/16 of this entire gallon. Again, it's saying you only had this much. So then you would take each one of these and split it up into fourths. So therefore each person would just get this much of the entire gallon. So the entire gallon, when cut up into fourths as well, would be 1 out of 16. So that would be 1/16 of this gallon. All right, here it says you're going to write a story problem, then draw a diagram to solve. So this is going to be your problem. 4 divided by 1/3. So choose the item that you want to divide. So possible things are like 4 sandwiches, 4 feet of ribbon, 4 apples, and then you're going to be cutting it up into thirds. So you can write up a story problem to represent 4 divided by a third using the items you choose. Describe how it is going to be divided into thirds. Then ask how many thirds there are. So they just want you to come up with your own story problem. So I'm just going to come up with a story problem here. I'm going to say Scott has, and I'm going to say 4, say pizzas. And he cuts them into thirds. How many 1/3 slices does he have? So now you're just going to draw a diagram. So pizzas are pretty easy. You can just draw 4 pizzas. And then you're going to be cutting them into thirds. So that means each one would have, look like a peace sign. So then how many 1/3 slices are there? Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So therefore there would be 12 slices. Now again, you could do your keep, change, flip. So this would be keep, change, and flip. So this would be 4/1, change it to a times, and then flip this around to be 3/1, which is 12/1, which is 12 slices. All right, now it says write a story problem, then draw a diagram to solve this. So again, it's saying you can choose an item that you want to divide. Possible things are like a half of a pizza, half of a yard of rope, a half of a gallon of milk. It is truly up to you. And then you're just going to be splitting it amongst 5 people or whatever you would like to say. So describe how you're going to divide into 5 equal parts and then ask about what size of each part. So in this case, I can say 5 people somehow. I can say Ryan and his 4 friends. So that's your 5 people. Want to share half of a 2-liter bottle of pop. How much pop will each person get? So there are so many different things that you could have said. You could have said a half of something else. It really doesn't matter that you're going to split it amongst 5 people. There's just so many things out here that you could say in this world. So you would just come up with one is good enough for me. So you're just going to come up with story problems that base it off of this. Now they're saying go ahead and solve it using a diagram or to help explain. That is totally up to you. So some people might just want to show half And then they said you're going to split it amongst 5 people. So then you're going to take this and you're going to split it 5 ways out of the entire thing, though. So that's 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they just want to know what is just one of those. Well, one of those would just be this one. So this is 1 out of how much total would this make? 1 out of 10 out of this entire 2-liter pot. It's 1/10 of it. So therefore your answer would be 1/10. And then again, you can do the keep, change, flip. So you'd keep this, you would change it, and then you would flip this around, and that would be 1/10. So that is just another way to go about doing it. All right, now, here we go. It says, complete the story problem to represent 3 divided by 1/4. Carmen has a roll of paper that is blank feet long. Then she's going to cut the paper into pieces that are each blank foot long. How many pieces of paper does Carmen have? So the thing to say here is you could say she has a roll of paper that is 3 feet long, and then she's going to cut that into littler pieces that are each 1/4 of a foot long. How many pieces would she have? So that would do that there. It says draw a diagram to represent the problem and then solve. April has 6 fruit bars, and then she's going to cut the bars into halves. How many half size bars pieces does she have? All right, so what they're saying is that you can go ahead and draw a diagram with this. So she has 6 fruit bars. So I'm going to just make 6 rectangles showing my fruit bars. And then it says then she's going to cut them into halves. So if you cut them in half, it says how many half-size bar pieces does she have? So if you counted this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That would be 12 pieces. So how you could also have done it is you could have done 6 divided by 1/2, which is the key, change, and flip. So you have 6 bars, and then you are going to divide it into how many halves go into 6. So that would be flipping this around, which is 6 times 2 is 12 over 1, which is 12. So that is just a way to show it as well. It says write an equation to represent this problem, then solve. So 2 friends share 1/4 of a large peach pie. What fraction of the whole pie does each friend get? So again, what is the equation here? We are dividing. So in this case, there are only 2 friends that are sharing it. Remember, how many people are sharing it is your divisor. So then, and this is your first number because you only have 1/4 of a peach pie left and you're dividing it 2 ways. Well, then an equation says like an equal sign, and we don't know our number yet. So I'm just going to put a variable in, a letter N. So now it says to solve it. So we can do the keep, change, flip. So I'm going to, remember this is over 1. So keep, I'm going to change this to a times, and then I'm going to flip this around to 1/2, which is 1 times 1 is 1 over 4 times 2 is 8. So therefore, each person would get an 1/8 of a pie. All right, now I want you to try 4 and 5 on your own. So go ahead and try 4 and 5 on your own. and we'll see what you come up with. All right, so it says write an equation to represent this problem and then solve. So Benito has 1/3 kilogram of grapes, and he's going to divide these grapes equally into 3 bags. What fraction of the kilogram of grapes will be in each bag? So what does he have? Well, he only has 1/3 of the kilograms of grapes. And then he's going to divide it equally amongst 3 bags. So then you got to write an equation. So that should equal like n or any type of an unknown number. So any variable would do. Then it says to solve it. So we are now going to solve. You can do keep, change, flip. Remember that you want to put this over 1. So keep 1/3, change it 2 times, and then flip this around. So then that would be 1 times 1 is 1 over 3 times 3 is 9. So therefore, each bag would have 1/9 of a kilogram of grapes in it. So then n equals 1/9. All right, here it says draw a diagram to represent the problem and then solve. So Sonia has 5 sandwiches, and then she's going to cut each sandwich into fourths. Then she gives away 6 pieces. How many 1/4 size sandwiches pieces does she have now? All right, so it's saying she has 5 sandwiches. So you could have said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they cut it, she cuts them into fourths. So basically it is 5, and then they're going to be dividing it into fourths. So then if I cut it into fourths, that means 3 lines. So 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so there's my fourths. And it says she gives away then 6 pieces. So if you did this, how many then how many 1/4 size sandwiches would now be left over after she did that? So if you looked here, that would have been 20 pieces, because you keep, change, and flip. That would be like 5 times 4, which is 20 pieces. And then she's going to give away 6. So you could have sat here and just took away 6 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then what is left over would be 4 plus another 4 plus another 4 plus 2 more would be a total of 14 sandwiches. All right, number 6, it says write a story problem to represent 2 divided by 1/8 and then solve. Guys, you can come up with so many things. So you're going to have 2 is something, and then you're going to divide it into 8ths. So the easiest thing to do is just probably do something that is food related. That always seems to be easier for you guys to imagine. So in this case, I can say come up with anybody. So I'm just going to say Lisa has 2 pies. Oh, and she cuts them into 1/8 slices. How many slices will she have? Okay, so here you would just go ahead. If you want, you could always draw a diagram to solve, or you can just simply do the math behind it. 2 divided by 1/8. Remember, when you are dividing fractions, make sure you do your keep, change, flip. So keep, change, flip. That would be 8 times 2 is 16 over 1 times 1 is 1, which is 16 slices. All right. Next here, this one just says, Amy wrote the following problem to represent 4 divided by 1/6. So Jacob has a board that was 4 feet long, and he cuts that board into 1/6 foot long pieces. How many pieces does he have now? So she showed that she drew a 4-foot board, and then she cut it into 6. Each foot into 6. So then Jacob has 24 pieces. So now it says write a whole new problem using different item to be divided and a different fractional pieces. Then draw a diagram to solve your problem. So again, you can come up with anything. So again, a lot of people choose to do a lot of like food related stuff. So this is what I'm going to say. I'll make up a situation here. Julie has 4 pizzas. So it says do a different item. So that's why I changed it up from a board to pizzas, but with different fraction of pizzas. So she cuts each pizza into 1/4 pieces. How many pieces does she have? Okay, so it says draw a diagram to solve this. So you can show that she has 4 pizzas. And then remember it said you're going to cut it into fourths. So then here, you can just simply just count each of these. So 4 plus another 4 plus another 4 plus another 4 would be 16 pieces. So also you could have done 4 divided by 1/4. You could have done your keep, change, flip. So this would have been 4 over 1 times 4 over 1, which is 16 over 1, which is still your 16 pieces. All right, I want you to try number 8 on your own. So please pause this and try this on your own. All right, so you should have paused this, and it said Melvin has 1/4 a gallon of fruit punch. He shares the punch equally with each of 2 friends and himself. So how many people is that? That is 3 people. So which equation represents the fraction of the gallon of punch that each of his 3 friends will get? Mark all that apply. So in this case, you would have had, you only have 1/4 and you got to divide it 3 ways. So you could have only have had this as an answer, or you would have had to have, or you only would be able to do the keep, change, flip of this, which is keep your 1/4 and then times a third. So these are the only two that would be giving you the same answer. So therefore, it would have been these two right here as your answers. So that would have been B and E would have been your answers for this. And that is how you would do that. Okay, now here is what you will be doing. You need to write an equation for these ones up on in this section, and then solve. So that's what you're doing for both of these. Now they already did one for you. So it says Daniel has a piece of wire that is a ½ yard long, and he's going to cut it into 3 pieces. What fraction of a yard is each piece? So this is the equation that he made. A half divided by 3 equals n. And then they did the keep change flip of this. And then they found out that n would then equal 1/6 of a yard. So that is what I want you guys to be doing for number 2. Just make the equation and then solve it by doing the keep change flip. All right, this one, it says to draw a diagram. So that is one thing. And then solve it is your second thing. So there's actually 2 things here as well. And you are going to do number 3 for that. Now, again, make sure you're drawing the diagram and you're solving. But here, we're going to do this one together. So it says 2 friends share 1/4 of a gallon of lemonade equally. What fraction of the gallon of lemonade does each friend get? All right, so again, what's happening is you got 1/4 of a gallon of lemonade, and you're going to divide it amongst 2 people. So in this case, if you wanted to do this, here's like your lemonade. Remember, there is only a 1/4, so you should cut this into 4s. So remember, there's only a 1/4 here of the lemonade. And then what they're going to do is they're going to cut this in half. So what is each person going to get? Well, one person would get 1 like this out of how much would make up a total thing of the gallon of lemonade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1/8 of the gallon. So this would be 1/8 of the gallon. And then of course you could do your keep change flip, keep change, and then flip to help you and see if you were right. It would be 1/8. So it's still going to give you your same answer as well. And then I want you to do 5 and 6. Just come up with any story problems. There are so many things that you can say out there. So 5 and 6, and then I'm going to have you do 8 as well. But we're going to do 7 together. So Spencer has 1/3 of a pound of nuts, and he's going to divide those into 4 bags. What fraction of the pounds of nuts will be in each bag? So in this case, he is dividing it amongst 4 bags. He has only 1/3 of a pound. So therefore, you're going to take this and you're going to divide it 4 ways. So you could do your keep, change, flip method. So keep 1/3, change it, and then flip it. So then how much will be in each bag? It would be 1/12 of a pound. Okay. On the back, you are going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to do this one up here with you as well. Abigail has a half gallon of orange juice and she divides the juice equally into 6 glasses, which equation represents the fraction of a gallon of orange juice in each glass. So again, what does she have? Well, she only has a half gallon left. And then how is it going to be divided? It's going to be divided into 6 glasses. So it's going to be divided 6 ways. And then it says an equation. So therefore, you would say equals, and then you could say an N is fine. So this is the equation that they wanted to find that. Okay, and that is it for 8-5. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.